Welcome to Organizational Conflict, NCR535. Today I will focus on reviewing your syllabus, basic course expectations. I expect, since this is one of, for most of you, your last courses in our program, that you are well familiar with Blackboard. You've already clicked on the Content tab. You've printed and carefully reviewed the syllabus. If not, please do that before you proceed with my lecture. I welcome all questions, any requests to clarify, anything you're confused about, please drop me an email and I'll do what I can. This course is particularly gratifying because at this point in your studies, you have now had all of our core courses. Hopefully, that's the ideal. I know it doesn't always work that way for everyone, but you have a chance to apply what you've learned in an organizational context. And for most of our students, for most of our alumni, you're already employed in a very responsible organizational position, whether it's public or private sector. And we all know that organizations are filled with conflict on many different levels. Organizations are complex systems. And so there is so much potential for you to contribute what you've learned in this program to whatever organization you choose to work with during this course. Now, the one caveat is that if to do research within an organization, you will need someone in the organization to give you approval to proceed with research. And for some students who are unhappy with their employer, not on good terms with supervisors and administrators, that may be challenging. I would encourage you to pick another organization, perhaps a church you belong to, a nonprofit where you volunteer, someplace where you can actually be supported in doing what you want to do in this course. The other reason this course is so gratifying is there is a whole career path for professional conflict resolution people. And we will, in your book, my book, Organizational Conflict, available through Amazon.com, you will be introduced to not only the various professional conflict resolution positions, but also some of their professional organizations. And I often recommend that students check out, for example, the Association for Conflict Resolution, or IOA, another ONSBA's organization, while they are students, because student membership in these organizations is generally relatively reasonable. There is a wonderful professional network of people who may have your degree or other similar degrees who are actively seeking new recruits for their organizations for these various career paths. The other book you will be using in this course is a Conflict Resolution Systems Design Classic. And for those of you who are considering, as I did, starting a full-time conflict resolution, consulting, training, mediation practice, this is a wonderful text you're going to want to hang on to. Now, the director of NCRP, Brian Jarrett, loves to teach conflict resolution systems design. If you haven't had a chance to study with him, I recommend you connect, because he is part of an actual network, Harvard, Stanford, and other university network of other faculty who share his passion. So for those of you seeking career changes, job changes, full-time work in our field, this is a really wonderful course for you. Okay, I had promised I'd focus on the syllabus today. I am on the first page of your syllabus, and right at the top you find my name, my phone number, and my email address, as well as my office hours. I always, with distance students, do my best to try to arrange phone appointments. Some of you live near campus. You're always welcome to come and meet me in person. Skype interviews, whatever works for you. to give more of a personal connection contact outside from my office hours. Now, I would recommend you only call me during my office hours, otherwise rely on email. And if I've received your email, I'll try to respond immediately. Certainly within 24 hours. If you haven't heard from me within 48, assume I never received your email and please try again. Okay, under that you will find learning objectives. And this is important for you because I use the learning objectives, the learning outcomes of every course to grade all graded work. So you should, not only read these and study these, but use them when you're editing your postings, when you're editing your graded work. Ask yourself, is there anything more I can do to demonstrate this? Those are easy ways to earn additional points in my class. The retired texts are listed, and then I go into grading and other related policies. Participation is a big part of our class. All of my classes have group work. I'm one of your full-time faculty. You deserve that group work. Many of you say it is the most satisfying and valuable part of your time with us. Some of the relationships you build are lasting, lifelong relationships. I know that not all of our part-time faculty require weekly group discussion of reading, sharing of learning activities, but I would encourage you to find a way to make it a part of your study in this course. If you're not, sometimes students will say, well, you can't really practice communication skills in a group. You can't learn NCRP online, but actually you are learning online NCRP in our courses. And more the world is practicing NCRP online. So it's an invaluable opportunity for you to learn to perhaps be more sensitive online, be more open about yourself than you might be face-to-face, in person, whatever works for you. Now I'm turning to page 2. I'm actually asking you all to do a real IRB, Institutional Research Board research proposal and submit for approval, because most of you will actually be doing organizational research with real human beings. And if you decide to share the results of your research outside of class and campus, you will need that approval. If you haven't yet gone through the IRB process, this is invaluable, especially for those of you considering PhDs, possibly doing a thesis or a creative project instead of the culminating portfolio. And it will be the basis for your final paper. They're quite related to each other. Now, I ask you to pick a real-world organization, and once again, you need to get approval, and that needs to be in writing submitted to our IRB board. I will be your co-investigator with your research, because all students need to have a faculty co-investigator. So I will be working with you every step of the way. Schools are a passion of mine. I mean, many different organizations are. Students to date have done a full range of interests. Correctional organizations, community, their own employers. So please, make this your own. Do something you're passionate about that will serve you post-graduation. Now, I'm not going through the details of this research proposal or final paper. It's detailed here in your syllabus, and I welcome questions. At the end of the class, you will be doing a mock student research day presentation to our class. Now, since this course is happening before the Dominguez Hills Student Research Day, you have the option of actually doing this at our Student Research Day and possibly being selected to go on to state competition. I have at least one of our graduate students who is participating this year. I am his mentor, And I fully expect he's going to wow the Dominguez Hills community, which, your judges are faculty from all our different disciplines. They're valuable resources. Going on to a student research day, all expenses paid, is a wonderful thing to put on your vita. Again, particularly if you're going on to do higher education, law school, PhD, whatever, EDD, whatever you might be considering. I highly recommend it. And I am willing to mentor every one of you who wants to participate in our Student Research Day. Now, because many of you are fully employed, and I don't expect any of you to do what a student did a few years back. He flew in from San Francisco down to LA. But those of you living in the area are welcome to request an evening or a day presentation slot. It's only 20 minutes of your time, plus, travel time. And you get an opportunity to meet all of us, for us to meet you and to meet your classmates who are on campus here. In short, it's a wonderful opportunity. We also have wonderful catering at Dominguez Hills. We are the only campus where I actually enjoy the catered food, and there is a catered lunch for Student Research Day, as well as an award ceremony. I think there's a buffet or snacks. It's really wonderful. If you are interested, you're going to need to apply, submit your abstract very soon, because Research Day happens, I think it's generally mid-February of the year. You can go onto the Dominguez Hills website and do an internal research for details. Now, if you go to the next page, you're going to see the grading scale, which, because this is generally one of your last courses, it's more rigorous than my introductory courses, my core courses. I believe students who do more deserve to be credited with that. The grading rubric is truly how I grade your graded work. So if you've never taken the time to read it or to reference it when you edit your graded work, this is the time. You truly will understand and have more insight into what I do. Going to the next page, you will see what I expect with writing. And if some of you do struggle with writing at a graduate level, I often recommend that you work with our tutoring center. PEGS is a project we have on campus specifically for graduate students. Any progress you can make in improving your writing is going to benefit you enormously, no matter what direction you are taking. It's worth it. It can be quite monotonous, it can be quite frustrating, but it really makes a difference if you learn to line by line proofread, use spell check, correct your writing. You inevitably earn more points. That page has my makeup and late policy, attendance policy. You lose a level for every day your assignments are late, a grade level. So if you're having a problem with Turnitin, I recommend you send me the paper with the message and let me know you're having the problem so I can credit it as timely and then post a late Turnitin for you. We have had an NCRP policy of using Turnitin to prohibit plagiarism for quite some time. That will still be the practice here. Okay, the last several pages of your syllabus are the actual week-to-week topics and activities. The activities for this course are generally in my book at the end of each chapter. And so I won't be including them in the syllabus or posting additional activities. But I trust you will all have a copy of that book. The reading for each week is listed week to week, as well as the dates for all the graded papers and assignments. I think it's pretty straightforward, and I imagine most of you have studied with me before. Let's make this another wonderful course, one that really embraces your passions and helps you prepare for your dream post-graduation. Have a great week.